Good day, and thank you for joining us on Coffee with the Candidates. I'm down here in the port of Mocha in Hagåtña. I'm Roy Gamboa, and I'm joined here with the Honorable Senator Thomas Morrison. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
So, Senator Morrison, what factors influenced you in, number one, deciding to run for a second term with the legislature, and also, why specifically the Republican Party?
Well, first off, I want to say that no individual or candidate can do this without the strong support of their family. Okay. It's a lot of sacrifice to come with this, and a lot of time away from your family. But I have had the privilege of working with great leaders in this community. First with Lieutenant Governor Moylan, Governor Camacho, Lieutenant Governor Dr. Mike Cruz, Governor Calvo, Lieutenant Governor Tenorio. And I subscribe to the party because, for one, we believe in a strong economy and less government put onto our people. And I'm a proud Republican that serves everyone. And I think it's clear that, especially in Guam, a lot of it's family based, and so regardless of party, a lot of family and affluence takes part. So, but clearly, I look forward to serving another term and ensuring that I follow through in my policies that I've executed over this first term, and hope for the success of those policies. Cool.
Great answer. One of the things I'll touch on a little bit now is, because we're going to be whittling it down from 16 to 15 senators, we'll be moving into the general election. What separates you? I mean, I know, our families know what separates you from everybody else, but what makes you stand out, or what do you think is more important that differentiates you from the other 15 candidates that are running for the 33rd?
I like to consider, like many people on Guam, that I'm everything Guam, and I grew up in this island. Actually, I was born in Guam, raised in Umatic. I started my public education at FQ Sanchez. I went to Inaran Middle School. We both went to Ocean View High School. Went on to attend college, University of Guam, and obtain a degree in political science. I share that experience. I share all this because I want to tell families and children out there that you can do it right here in Guam. And Guam, we're blessed that we come so far with our education system and the opportunities that are out here, that you can do everything here. And I'm a product of that. And I want to thank the community of Guam, people of Guam, the leaders before me that made this possible for me. So I say that it's a tough act to follow our leaders that put this before us, and to ensure that we sustain this for the future generations going forward.
And on a lighter note, he probably can bench press a little more than you can. It feels a little weird calling you Senator Morrison, but I know it's a title that you've deserved and that you've earned. But for the rest of this conversation, because it's casual, I'll refer to you as Tommy. So getting on to a little bit more of a serious note here, hot topic today here on the island of Guam, also recently up in Seattle, minimum wage. Minimum wage. Can you share a little bit about your viewpoints and again, your thoughts?
Well, I stated clearly from the get-go that I believe that it was premature for us at the legislature to go down this road, understanding historically that we have always consistently approached this in line with what the federal government is doing. Right now, the federal government or Congress is still debating this issue. There's still struggles there of how they want to proceed with this. I still believe there is going to be some final result to all this, but nevertheless, my colleagues on the other side decided to pursue the increase of the minimum wage. So we all had to ensure that we struck a balance that we don't impact the very people and businesses that this is designed to help, and ensure that the business can afford this impact. So we had to truly compromise with my colleagues on the other side. And I gave into the compromise, understanding that they wanted to pursue something more extensive that I believe will have a far greater impact on our people and our businesses. I do want to say that our businesses truly care about our community. They care about our working families. I think they understand the situations that we were in. At least my Republican fellow colleagues that were in, and how we were trying to find a compromise. I respect the intent of the author of the legislation to do this, to help our working families, but I believe that we still have to monitor this going forward and assess through an economic study the impacts to our business community to ensure that we don't burden them any further, that we end up losing jobs, and that we cannot increase wages with those that have far greater experience in these businesses that they want to help. But again, I appreciate the business community's input. Our employers of Guam to support us and understand that we're trying to do this in the best interest of our working families as well, as they do every day to help their working families as well.
Okay, Tommy, here we go. Let's get into the really tough and gritty questions. What do you do for fun?
Well, I grew up through sports. I grew up on a baseball field. I grew up on a basketball court, a football field. So I don't really play at that high level sports or sporting events per se, but I still like to get out there and throw a football around, play some flag football with the guys, sure, or throw a baseball around out there. I can't be out there for 3 hours anymore for a game because I rather use those hours with my family to go watch a movie, go to my daughter's gymnastics programs, and I see her enjoy that. I like to see my family happy with me.
Okay, so we're wrapping it up here with Senator Tommy Morrison. So, Tommy, is there any special message you want to put out to the viewers out there?
Well, I just want to thank Sorensen and PNC for the opportunity to answer the questions here today, and it was fun. But what's important today is for our people to get out there and vote. For those that are 18 and older, get out there and register and vote. It's very important that you make your voices heard this way, hold your leaders accountable for their actions, and you do that by voting. And I encourage you all to take part in this process. It's very important. Thank you. God bless.
Awesome. Tommy, thank you very much for coming by. Stay tuned. More with Coffee with the Candidates when we'll be right back.